Hello and welcome to Let's Ride with Stonewolf. We are somewhere. We sure are. We turned right before we hit the River Lune on the road to Kendal, and we're somewhere in the Yorkshire Dales. We're on our way to Scotland. And this is like a little bit off-piste, I guess. What? A little bit too hot in there. I have no idea what Google said. She told me to take a turn, that's for sure. Turn right. Interesting. It's not the way I expected. Let's quickly check the old maps here. Never trust Google. It does not have your best interests at heart. Wow. This is the way that we want to go. I had a feeling something was up. Because I had expected to go through Sedbergh. So, yes, we're a little bit off-piste. If we had gone Google's recommended way back there in the previous episode, we would have been taking like dual carriageway bypasses around Kendal, and I didn't want to do that. And I'm sure the route Google was about to take me on is good. It looks nice and wiggly, but I want to take the old A6. So we want to actually get back to Kendal, but you know, with less of the bypass to do. And this road looks really cool. I mean, so far it's pretty cool. So we're going to try this one out. I think this is the Yorkshire Dales. Not super sure. Like, I'm going to play my not from round here card. But, it's quite nice. I should do a bit of research and come up here and do like a Let's Ride series or something. I mean, this is a Let's Ride series, of course, but I mean like a focused one. This is just me on my way to Scotland, really. Oh, yes! Oh, wind turbines! I love wind turbines! All my subscribers know that I love wind turbines. Yeah. We're going a bit slow. That's mainly because we're just behind these guys. Who we wouldn't be behind if Google had just told us to turn left instead of right. But that's why you can't trust Google. Ooh, more wind turbines. Some pretty countryside. It is a little bit moorish, but you know, it's got some nice like hills and valleys too. It's got that roll. It's not too moorish. It's quite grassy, which is good. That looks like the M6 over there.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
Maybe we'll turn right. I think we want to cross the M6 before we turn right, Google.
Turn right.
Nah, I'm good. The sign says go to Kendal this way. look at these bad boys. They're quite small, actually. I know that seems like a bizarre statement because you can clearly see that they're quite big. But I'm used to them being like way taller. These ones are quite low to the ground, which is weird because you like technically want them to be high up. I wonder if this is one of those weird "I don't want windmills in my backyard" things, you know? We're like, oh, this is an area of natural beauty. You can't put tall windmills here. But look at them, they're cool. They're really graceful. I like them. What was I talking about last episode? I think I was like just rambling on about a whole bunch of stuff that has happened. Nothing has really happened in my house at all. It's more or less as it was. I'm kind of waiting for next month before I get into that. I got my steering lock fixed. Hooray! Finally! When I was sick, I was like, oh, I should really take this opportunity with me not being at work to actually call up, like, the service partner and be like, hey, did you get those parts in the end? And yeah, they've just been sitting there at their place for ages. They never bothered calling me. Cool. Thanks. Not sure I'll be going back to those guys. But yeah, just this week I brought the bike in on Monday and I got it back like yesterday with a fixed steering lock, and the top triple clamp is new. And they have somehow put the ignition on backwards. It works. It locks. It turns the bike on, but it's backwards. I don't know how have they done that. I have a whole new set of keys. Put all my old keys in a box so I don't get confused. My seat is still broken. That's just the most annoying thing. Like when I bring it in for service, I'll ask like English Electric, hey, can you just like maybe try bending it back up a little bit? You know, just be gentle with it. Because like metal fatigue, there's only so many times you can bend it up and down. The actual problem is the bracket that holds the latch for the seat is a bit weak. And sakes! What the fuck?
In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
Bloody consoles! What was I saying? Yeah, the latch bracket is a little bit weak.
Turn right. Then, turn left.
No. Especially since this is like a road closed sign. But yeah, what happened before is there's a slight like manufacturing defect where the pin on the seat and the latch didn't quite match up right, and there's no way of adjusting it. It's just sort of like the mounting for the latch is built into the frame and the mounting for the seat is built into the frame, and they are where they are. It's kind of a design oversight. But what like EMC did was they got onto Energica in Italy, and Energica in Italy were like, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, EMC had this idea, like they were like, well, you know, we'll just drill out the holes a little to give it some adjustment, and then we can line it up. But we're gonna like talk to Energica first because you know, it's technically a modification to the frame, and also it's a warranty job. We need to find out if they're okay with doing it as a warranty job. And it was all okay, they did it, and it worked for ages until the guys tried to steal my bike. And I think what happened is just like the guy who like got on the bike just jumped onto the bike and like landed, rammed down onto the seat and just bent the frame back, like the frame bracket back down. Because yeah, like now that it has been bent once and then been bent backwards the other way, because the misalignment caused it to get bent, basically. The misalignment caused it to get bent, and when they drilled the holes out, EMC bent it back up. And now it's a little bit on the weak side, so... Google wanted me to miss this road? Come on. Even though I'll have to go slow because of these guys, please. Google. What you doing? That's Kendall, I think. Yeah, basically it's a little bit weak. So when the guy like jumped onto it, I think like he whacked it down a little, and it was, you know, once he'd moved it, it became a little bit out of alignment, and then it's the same story all over again, you know. So I think what I'll do is when I bring it in for its next service, which is 5,500 miles, I will have EMC just like bend it back up. They're kind of not too happy with doing that because of metal fatigue, but like, yeah, you know, I understand, but at the same time, it's not like it latches anyway, so if you break it, what's the fucking difference? You know? And if they did break it, like I could just pay for them to fab something. I wouldn't mind that too much. I swore. Oh. Now I have to do editing. Well, this is Kendall. I'm gonna do a bit of a cut because I think this is. I think this is gonna be uninteresting. So I will see you on the other side of the cut. And we're back. Hopefully, we're still in the 40, but oh, there's the national. Okay. Past the last drive before we really dial it up. There we go. Look at that. Where are the caddies? So yeah, the bike is basically as good as back in shape again. The things with the seats annoying, but you know. Generally speaking, actually, it's just been really good. I cannot get over just how good this bike has been. Like, everyone's like, oh, you're buying an Italian bike, especially if it's electric. Like, nah, actually, it's been pretty flawless, to be honest. But yeah, so it's kind of, I guess it all up to date. I'm gonna do some work on the house soon. Next month I'm planning to like kick off a fresh round of stuff. I'm gonna knock the partition wall down between the hallway and the living room. To actually do up the living room and the dining room. Put in a proper door into the garden. Put in a door into the garage. Do all the windows. And hopefully also put in a hot water tank so that I don't have any gas water heating. That'd be cool. But we'll see how much of that gets done, you know. We'll see how much of that gets done. I am still really enjoying like the feeling of owning my own house, even though it is very expensive actually. I'm really enjoying that, like the fact that I could do whatever I want with it. Some days I think like just oh yeah, I own this, you know. It's hard to describe to someone like who has rented as much as I have. Like if you've never owned, but like it's a feeling. It's like when you buy a new car or a new motorbike and you're just riding it along or driving along and you're like, oh, I don't have to give this back. Oh. Yeah, it's like that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's all the Lake District over there, by the way. That's another place I should really go at some point, is the Lake District. I've never been. Some of my groups have tried to do tours there a few times, but then we run into problems at campsites. There's a weird vibe to a lot of Lake District campsites for some reason. They don't like exclusively male groups for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, the house is gonna get some stuff. I'm gonna be busy. So busy. After I get back from Scotland, I've got another Animals coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. Animals is like a club night over in Manchester, so it's basically like a weekend away. And then people coming to visit for like our local furry meet the weekend after that. And then I think I've got a fallow weekend, but I would really need to check like my my calendar over that. I could do with a couple of fallow weekends, to be honest. Because when I was sick and off work, like I couldn't do any housework. Like it would just wipe me out. It was all I could do just to like keep the bed sheets changed. But yeah, I could do with a couple of fallow weekends. Then in July, I feel like I've got something on in July. Yeah, I feel like I've got something on in July, but then the end of July, like, did I talk about this big performance? Like, my sisters have basically ambushed me into, like, making a trip to Ireland. They're planning like a thing for my mum's birthday, so I kind of have to go to that. And yeah, that's a whole trip to Ireland. And kind of the thing about like where my mum lives, I could fly to Ireland. but I would still have to rent a car and drive for like 4 hours to get to my mum's house. So I just booked the bike onto a ferry. So that's going to be another long ride. I don't know if I'm going to do that as a Let's Ride. I think I'm going to have quite a lot of content to work with from just this trip. I might do a little bit, I don't know. Maybe I'll try like doing a vlog, like a more normal vlog. Because these are Let's Rides that aren't really normal motovlogger content, really. Yeah. This is more like motorcycle streaming, but not live, if that makes any sense. That's kind of why I call it Let's Ride. It's like a Let's Play, which is kind of what people. It's kind of what people did before streaming, was Let's Plays. I think we'll still do Let's Plays, but just streaming it is much more common these days. Let's Play is kind of like watching the stream, whatever it's called. Oh, my brain. What are you doing? Look at how pretty this is, though. You know when like the history of the stream, right? You can watch the stream afterwards. There's a name for it that I've just completely left my mind. It really annoys me, but yeah. This is kind of like watching that. Whereas most people who do motovlogs like do like really edited and produced slick production, and I'm just not into spending that much time because I don't make any money off of this. Let's Rides are really easy. I just like talk, and then I just like slap it unedited onto YouTube. It's brilliant. I'm glad I came this way. This is really good. Hard. Yeah, this is really good. A friend of mine said, like, take the old A6. It's really cool. And yes, the old A6 is really cool. But we are stuck behind a truck that doesn't like going up a hill. Is it a truck? It looks like a tractor, actually. It might be a tractor. It looks clear. It is clear. We're not sticking behind you all that way. Especially because it's getting a bit wet here. So, oh, I like how this side of the road is significantly wider than the other side. And then up here they're just like, yeah, okay, you can have 2 lanes. Sure. Fine. Oh, it annoys me that I'm getting wet. It's not like wet, but, you know, my visor has drip drops on it. You're probably getting drip drops in like your lens. It's annoying. Oh no, the road is liable to ice. Damn. What are we gonna do in summer? Is it summer? I don't know. It's late June. Well, I guess it's technically late June now at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty wet. Is a little wider than I got all my vents open. I don't want to stop to close them. How far from Penrith are we? We're still at least 10 miles. I have a feeling it's going to keep doing this all the way there. This area is like Shap, I think. So the West Coast Main Line, which is a railway line, is somewhere down here, and it's there's a famous incline. Basically, it goes uphill on that called Shap incline. It was quite hard for old-timey steam locos to do. Old-timey steam trains struggled with it, so they used to have like banker locomotives. They put an extra locomotive on the end of the train to push it, and then the bankers would just run down the hill to push the next one up. It's a bit wide, it's a bit windy, you know. The views back there were lovely. That's something that kind of irks me with this, like, helmet cam stuff, is that you guys don't really get to experience the views in the same way that I do. I have said before it'd be cool to get a 360 cam, but again, I don't make any money off of this, so I don't particularly want to spend it. I know this sign says Penrith, but it's Penrith via the motorway. Hills and stuff. Look at all this stuff. All the electrical infrastructure for the trains. Ah, they get a substation, that's what it's all about. Must be where like one electrified section begins and another one ends, or at least where like an electrified section is powered from. But yeah, I'm a bit of a railway nerd, but not like massively so. I'm mainly into it for the memes and some of the cool history. I'm not really like prostrating myself before locomotives or anything weird like that. I have some weird interactions with some of like the UK rail fans, because like they're all like UK rail memes, and I'm like, yeah, I guess the 37 sounds distinctive, but like I don't get why people rave over it, you know. It's no EMD 645. God, those sound good, but they're also absolutely filthy. Two-stroke supercharged diesels. They Mind you, the 37 is also filthy. Electric is much better. And I am in no way biased in that matter. Those 645s do sound good though. Oof. This town is long. I beg of you villages, build like wide. Do not build line. Build circle. Ooh. Is it a Camaro? It's a Camaro. Some of my American audience may not realize they never sold Camaros here. That is an import. Someone went to all the trouble of containering that across the Atlantic. Little wipe. Does seem to have stopped raining, which is nice. Yeah. Less rain is good. I mean, not for the plants, obviously, and we kind of need those to live, but it's good for me, and it's good for you. And now, if we can get past this guy, we should be clear to Penrith. I don't think it's that far, but because we did that detour, I'm not actually sure what the actual distance should be. I think it's about 70, so 3 or 4 miles, but I think it's going to be longer than that, like 5, 6, maybe as many as 10, who knows? Having a steering lock is nice because it means that I can just like casually park up somewhere and just put the steering lock on. I don't recommend doing that like a whole lot. I definitely don't recommend like relying on that. But there are certainly times where it's like I want to park here for like 2 minutes and go have a pee, you know? And it's not sketchy. Pretty safe. I can just put it on the lock and it's going to be fine. You know? And I've got to get my disc lock out and put my disc lock on and get the thing that goes to the handlebar to do the... I'm just... And just like, you know, in terms of like the completeness of the bike, like having it nice again is good. There is like one thing that I need to think about, which is that the way the steering lock works is it puts a pin into a hole, and that hole is in a bracket. And that bracket has had the pin scraped off it in a line. by the pin. And that line has gone rusty. And that bracket is welded to the frame. So I'm going to need to do something about that at some point. Just to stop that like rust from spreading. But I don't know, like I'd have to have the front end off, I think, to really properly do it. And that could get expensive. I think I may just have to accept that the bracket is gonna rust. And leave it to whoever takes the bike after me, you know? I thought about putting some Vaseline on it, but it very swiftly became too late for that. It doesn't seem to be spreading at any kind of great rate, but, you know, just one of these things. But, yeah, it does bring up like a subject, which is, you know, will someone enjoy this bike after me? And the answer is yes. Because I have like 3 years of finance on that, and I'm exactly 1.5 years through it now. I'm at the halfway point. And I'm gonna sell this bike when that is up. Which is sad, but I'm gonna buy another electric bike. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, back to petrol for me. No. I'm sold on electric. You won't get me back onto a petrol bike as my daily now. But I feel like these things never come up secondhand. I have a watch for these bikes on Auto Trader, so that when they come up secondhand, I can look at what they're selling for, so I can just have an idea of what this bike is worth in 3 years' time. Because like they come up so little that I can't just like go do a search in 3 years' time and be like, oh, you know, what are they selling for? I have to like monitor it, and when that happens, I'm going to trade this in for a new bike, and someone else is going to enjoy this bike, because suddenly there will be another Energica on the second-hand market. I want like someone else to experience electric bikes, which is why I will replace this with a new one when my finance is up, and someone else will be able to enjoy this one. Like, funny story, I don't feel that I have lost any range at all. Like, I'm sure, like, there must have been some losses over 13,000 miles. You know, absolutely, there must be. But it's nothing perceptible to me. So, yeah. I think, what is it, Energica say, like 1,000 cycles to 80%? And like, if your average cycle is maybe like 115-ish, it seems to be my average, then that's 115,000 miles down to 80%, and wow, 13,000 out of that is what? It's a little over 10%. I should have lost maybe like 2% of range, but I don't feel like I have. I think I would notice that. Yeah, the numbers are wild on that. Like, people be like, oh, that battery will be dead in 2 years' time. It's like, yeah, no. You're gonna have to put a lot of miles in one of these things to kill a battery. Or do dumb shit. You could do dumb stuff. I'm not gonna say that I take really good care of the battery. I don't think that I do. I don't think that I do anything super special in battery maintenance terms. I generally just leave the bike uncharged. You shouldn't leave it like discharged, you know. But like I won't bother charging the bike like until it gets down to like 20%, and even then I'll leave it sitting at 20% until I want to go somewhere. I will charge the bike when I need to go somewhere, basically. Because you shouldn't like charge, you shouldn't like have it topped up all the time. And that's basically like all of the special considerations for battery maintenance that I make, is just I don't max charge it. Second exit. Yeah, I don't max charge it all the time. I started out this morning at 100%. I didn't listen to what the lady said. I think she said second. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, I started out this morning at 100% because I was going somewhere. So I charged it at like overnight. It was on like 70 something anyway. But yeah, like I generally don't deep charge it if I can get away with it. I do like the normal 20 to 80 cycle where possible. Second exit. Where possible. I think one or two of the Scotland legs is pretty long, and I'm gonna like do a slightly longer charge. But I generally like try to avoid doing that. I don't like charging the battery up to like make it hot, where like this symbol here goes yellow, because you know heat is not good for the battery. That kind of thing. Like this is basic stuff that you practically don't even have to think about, you know. Like it's just, yeah, this is just how you ride motorbikes. Because like even like the second, okay, even the stopping at 80% thing, right? You're just gonna do that anyway, because once you go over 80%, like your charge rate just tanks. So there's not really any point in going over. Oh, they've a Thames! Oh my god. Why isn't there a charger at Thames? I want to go to Thames! I'm annoyed now. I don't get any Thames. Because I actually want lunch. It's just gone 1, and it's lunchtime. overtake all of you lot. Is it another Aston? Really? You went to an Aston Martin dealer and you bought that? What was wrong with you? Yeah, it's that guy. Is that a 1200F? That is a 1200F. I thought about getting a second-hand 1200F, but oh, they're so compromised, though. Ironically, in range. Electric bikes don't get any range. Honda made a touring bike that absolutely drinks petrol. It gets really crap range. But yeah, sure, electric bikes can't tour. Google is giving me no directions here, so I think I'm just going straight ahead. But these people are... Yeah, of course you are. You could have indicated earlier. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. When you go over 80%, just like, your charge rate drops off. You may as well just leave. Unless, like, it's a long way to the next charger, you may as well just leave. And that's not just for this bike, it's just a general thing with lithium batteries. Anyway, this is Penrith. Somewhere here, there's a booths within this vault. Where I'm going to have lunch of some form. I don't know what. Yeah. And there's no point in really, like, second exit. There's no point in subjecting you to all the rest of it. So if you have anything to say, hit me up in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Maybe check out some of my other videos, which you may also enjoy. If you do, generally speaking, you should consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, please do hit that bell. And second exit. If you would like to reward me for entertaining you today, you can find links to do so in the description below. Bye-bye.